Well, afternoon boys and girls. Finally the new rings arrived. So I can fit the new rings on these old beach casters. The old Century triple CLDs. Obviously last week you saw me take the old damaged rings off. A bit worse for wear, let's put it this way. Well, I took the old rings off, didn't I? And then I measured them on my dodgy vernier. Well, it turned out, if you measured them little ends, the carbon, they were about 3.7 mil. The tubes I got were 4 mil, and these are 12 mil ends. What a lot of people don't realise is rings are measured by the metal ring, 12 mil. You don't include the liner when you measure a ring, so it can be easy to get it wrong. So that's about 12 mil, what it is. And this tube here, this vernier isn't the best, but that should be 4 mil. So you get measure 2.9. That doesn't really measure very well in these little tubes. They're quite crap. But if you get the rod tip and measure that, what's that? About 3.6, 3.7. So obviously you got a little bit of clearance. So I got the 4 mil rings. Well, putting the world's worst verniers aside, all you need to do this, to put new rings on, is get your 2 new rings, candle, lighter, and I got a sticker glue. This is like hot melt glue. Basically you heat it up and that go all gooey, you put it on and stick the ring on. I've had this probably 20 years. I think that's out of an old Simo tube of glue, but to be honest, any hot melt do it. You can get it from your DIY shop, probably a lot cheaper. But that's only a little tiny bit left. The only thing is, don't put the heat too close to it, or you can scorch it. Well, the first thing to do is what all blokes like, fire. So just light the candle. Just ready to go. But if you look at this glue, it's only a little stick. Don't get it too close and just melt it. You can see that. It's starting to go a bit gooey. See that? Obviously want it a lot hotter than that before I stick it. If you look at these rings, obviously because they're 2 different rings, that one is a lot longer than the old Fuji. So you put that on there, and that go right up to the epoxy. Of course, a bit tight there. But the other one don't. Put it on. That go all the way up to the epoxy. But compared to that one, that's got another 6 mil. So you put that one on. And that don't quite. So I'm going to have to put a little epoxy in there at a later date just to fill that up. That's not the end of the world. This might be a little bit awkward with the old tripod in front of me and camera, because obviously you've got to be pretty quick. I'm just going to heat this up. Don't get too close, I'm going to scorch it. See it's starting to melt there. See the shiny edge of it? So well you can see it. I think it's started to go. Line it up. Just get that sticky bit off there. Doesn't that look too bad? That's one done. Yes, that is that easy. Let's get the other one. Just move them out of the way. Swap it over. And it's time for the other lucky ring. So all you do here, set the same as the other one. Don't put it on it, just put it above it, just to heat it up so it get quite molten. What that is. Give it a good smear and then just put it on and line it up. There's a little bit of blow it out. a little bit of overspill there, just take it off. That cooled down in seconds, and that's virtually done. Just quick alignment, that looked pretty good. And that one looked pretty good as well. So that's both them rod tips done. Alright, in a minute, when that's totally cool, I'll get a knife or something and just trim up that little remnant of glue. And then I'll get some epoxy and just run a little tiny bead around each side just to seal it. And that is how you replace tip rings. Easy as pie, innit? So if you ever need a tip ring, sometimes even when you're fishing on the beach, keep a spare stick of hot melt glue and a spare tip ring, and you can repair them on the beach. To be honest, I have done them on the beach before, but I did have a spare and I've put it somewhere and I can't find it because they were the original tip rings from like 20 odd years ago. So I've had that same tip ring sitting there waiting to go and I lost it. But you can't really blame me in 20 years, can you? Okay then, thanks for watching, boys and girls. Hope you found it enjoyable. Catch you later. Bye.